Hello everyone, thank you for joining my channel House Talks today. Today's episode is primarily about exploring my summer garden tour. We live in Raleigh, North Carolina, Zone 7B. In this video, I'm going to share plant details from my garden and how they are doing in the hot summer season. And I just want to give some information. My house is facing to west direction, so my front garden gets almost like 8 hours of sunlight every day. It's really challenging to keep the plants thriving during this hot summer season. It needs definitely a lot of effort and care to keep it healthy. So I'm still in the process of learning and looking for suggestions on how to keep plants healthy during the hot temperatures. So please post your suggestions and tips in the comment section. I would really appreciate that. The if you look at that the backside row, the all holy shrubs located close to the home, those are from the builder. We got from the builder when we bought the home, and later we added the next row of evergreen shrubs. These are sunshine legistrum. This is really a very bright. It brings year around foliage. It looks like shiny golden foliage, and when the new growth comes, it starts with light green and slowly turns into like bright yellow, and it looks really beautiful with contrast colors. This bed area is close to the entrance, so I wanted to add multiple colors to this area, so spice up the space. So I have kept a few potted plants with annuals to just to bring the beautiful colors, and you could see that. And in the bed section, I planted few perennials together here. You could see the salvia and garden phlox. I mean, the phlox paniculata and Veronica Speedwell, the blue color one, and the dianthus. And moving further in the garden bed, you would see a few more perennials having different color contrast. So I have planted these perennials close to each other, so it looks nice. Here you would see perennials, blanket flower, daylily, cornflower, and sedum. And you would see even the potted plants here and there. So I kept potted plants in couple of places in the garden, to add more contrast colors. You could see here the coleus and the blazing stars in the container. And moving further, you would see this the yellow blooming. Yeah, I would definitely love to have the yellow color bloomings at any time of the year in my yard. So I planted a few coreopsis perennials here to bring the yellow color. And these plants bloom a bright yellow flowers most of the summer season. And once I think we move to the fall, probably I definitely would go with keeping yellow mums in the pots in this area. And one thing I want to mention here is like last summer I planted verbena lollipop in this spot. You could see here the video I am sharing here from last year, but it was the verbena lollipop was really very invasive and growing like over 4 feet tall and taking a lot of space. So I had to pull it out and replace it with this the yellow perennial plants. Then moving furthermore in the bed, I repeated the same set of perennials together again here. You would see blanket flower, daylily, and sedum plants along with the container with annuals. Yeah, I wanted to keep like a similar set of perennials because I want to repeat the contrast colors here also. These perennials really bring the beautiful blooms for the most of the summer season and able to handle at least 6 hours of sunlight exposure daily with the minimum effort. That's the reason I planted these perennials. Then further, you would see this one is a tuxedo dark foliage hydrangea. This is a recent addition, and I kept in the container. It is a compact version of hydrangea. It keeps beautiful dark foliage with very attractive pink flowers. As per the guidelines, this hydrangea should be able to handle full sun to partial shade, and I kept in the container because I want to track really how it handles the like full sun exposure. So if that really doesn't work, I just want to move it to shaded area. And we are reaching almost close to end of the garden bed. Here there were a lot of canna lilies last year until the early spring of this year. The red flowering ones with green leaves, but this canna lily was really attracting tons of Japanese beetles starting from the like early June. I really couldn't handle the Japanese beetles, so I had to pull out all the canna lilies from here. And then I really wanted to go with and such a nice foliage contrast color, and so I picked the Artemisia plant, silver mount type. Yeah, it has like a beautiful silverish green foliage, and it looks very bright, having the dark brown canna lily in the background. So, to if moving towards the end of the garden bed, my this garden bed has a kind of semicircle shaped at the end because I just wanted that way, and I have planted a couple of the perennial plants here that grows 3 to 5 feet tall, and I wanted to add different color also. That's why you see the Japanese maple tree here, and the Mexican petunia, and the dark brown canna lily and all. And I have a couple of bordering plants here. These are the perennials. You would see that sedum, autumn joy stone crop, and the purple heart, and a few hosta plants here. This is the the largest garden bed I have. I have other smaller garden beds other side. I will give a quick look of those two. Let's just walk through again, just at a quick high level. What are the plants in the garden bed area? Then I'll show the smaller garden bed and what plants are there. This garden bed is we just made we have a crepe myrtle tree here, so we just made a small circle around it, and we planted few artemisia plants for the to bring the bright foliage, and I have few purple heart plants here, and I have a hydrangea here, but I never got the blooms here, so I'm planning to replace it to different area in the garden. And that's all about this area. This small section of garden bed is the other side of the staircase and the front entrance, and I have a few annuals in this area, and summer allium plants I'm still waiting for to bloom, and I have few bordering plants and red hat poker and elephant ear plants and a few evergreen shrubs here. And this bed is located other side of the home, other corner, and it was a smaller bed last year. Then we actually made it little bigger this year, and you could see here purple fountain grass and few hostas and bordering plants. Then the new addition here is the Phlox plants, Phlox paniculata, and I really like that the blooming and the color combination of the Phlox here. And I have one hydrangea plant. You would see here I have only very few blooms here for the hydrangea. You could see it here, and there is a one more plant, the dipladenia plant here. So the most of these plants like sun loving plants and blooms most of the summer season, and the hostas are really having hard time because of the hot temperatures, so I'm planning to add something to spice up this spot. That is all about summer garden tour for this episode. I hope you liked it. Please post your comments, and do not forget to like it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.